What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports back with you guys with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the New York Giants impact players going into the 2019 NFL season. So the first player that I have on this list is quarterback Eli Manning. Now, Eli Manning to me last season had a very good season. Passed for 4,299 yards, had 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and completed 66% of his passes. And I think those are pretty good stats considering the offensive line and how bad that it was. And it was very, very bad. And the only bright side was that he had Saquon Barkley. He has a solid group of wide receivers. And I didn't feel the reason why they reached for Daniel Jones. I don't even see the reason why they drafted the quarterback in this draft anyway. They could have waited until the 2020 NFL draft class, which is freaking loaded, to draft the quarterback. But instead, they just go ahead and draft Daniel Jones. And I don't think Eli Manning is going to get benched, man. Eli Manning had a very good season last year, okay? And I know it's not great, but the season was pretty okay, man. 20 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That's probably one of the lowest touchdown to interception ratios that Eli Manning has had in his career. So I think last season was one of Eli Manning's better seasons that he has had in the past couple of seasons. And I think this year he comes out and he proves a lot of people wrong. And he's going to have a pretty good season with that new improved offensive line and team with the New York Giants. Next up, I have halfback Saquon Barkley, who went to the Pro Bowl last year, had 1,307 rushing yards, 11 touchdowns, average 5 yards per carry. And Saquon Barkley, record this, screenshot it, mark it down in your calendars, ladies and gentlemen, because Saquon Barkley is going to lead the league in rushing yards next season. Dave Gettleman changed this team around. He built this team towards the trenches. He wants to make this Saquon Barkley's team, which is why he traded away Odell Beckham, acquired Kevin Zeitler and those guys up front. Saquon Barkley is going to have over 30 carries per game, even more. He's going to be that bell cow, man. And he's going to lead the league in rushing. I think he's going to have 1,600 rushing yards. He's going to have 15 rushing touchdowns. This guy's going to lead the league in rushing, man. Mark it down. Mark my words, Saquon Barkley is going to lead the NFL in rushing this season. Next up, we have tight end Evan Engram. He missed 5 games last season, had 577 receiving yards, 45 receptions, and 3 touchdowns. And the thing about Evan Engram is that I think he needs to get traded from the New York Giants for him to really reach his potential, because I don't think he's ever going to reach his potential as long as Eli Manning is at quarterback in the new philosophy with the New York Giants. I think they want to run the football a lot more. And I just don't think Evan Engram is ever going to get his opportunity to really hit his full potential, because this is a guy who this is one of the fastest tight ends in all of football, and he hasn't even came close to the production that I thought he would have. Hasn't even eclipsed 1,000 yards yet. I thought he would have hit that last season. So I think the Giants are kind of limiting, or they're limiting his potential. I don't think he's going to reach his full potential. I think if he goes to another team or gets traded to another team, he'll be able to fully reach his full potential. Now, I'm not saying that the Giants are going to trade him. I'm just saying that for him to reach his full potential, he'll probably need to change the scenery, because I don't think he's ever going to reach his full potential in that New York Giants offense. Next up on this list, I have wide receiver Sterling Shepard. Now, Sterling Shepard is a very good wide receiver, a very good slot receiver. Had 872 receiving yards, which was his career high, 66 receptions, and 4 touchdowns. I think he has 1,000 yards this year. I think he's going to have 1,000 yards this year. He's going to be the most targeted wide receiver on the team. Even though Golden Tate is a very good wide receiver, I think Sterling Shepard is going to have more receptions than him. And I think Sterling Shepard is on his way to becoming a very good wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, he's a very solid wide receiver, but I don't think he's good yet. But this season, I think he reaches his full potential. I think he has 1,000 yards, 70 receptions, and I think he's going to be the best receiver this year on that New York Giants team. Now, I know a lot of people want to be like Golden Tate. Golden Tate's going to be good this year too, but I think Sterling Shepard is going to have the potential to have a better season than Golden Tate, and I think he's going to have a big part of this New York Giants offense going into 2019. Next up, we have wide receiver Golden Tate, had 795 receiving yards, 74 receptions, and 4 touchdowns. He probably would have had 1,000 receiving yards if he never got traded mid-season to the Philadelphia Eagles. Golden Tate, one of the better wide receivers in the NFL when it comes to what he can do with the ball in his hands. Very slippery, very hard guy to bring down in space. Very hard guy to bring down, period, in the NFL. He's not the biggest guy, but he's just so elusive, so fast, so quick, so cat-like, and he's very frustrating to try to guard him as a defender because of how good he is, the moves that he puts upon you on the line of scrimmage, and how hard he is to tackle with the ball in his hand. And I think he's going to have a pretty solid season for the New York Giants this coming season in 2019. Up, I have defensive tackle BJ Hill. Now, besides New York Giants fans, if you're not a New York Giants fan, then you don't really know who this guy is. But this guy is very, very good, has a lot of potential. I think he's going to be very good this year. Had 48 tackles last season, 5.5 sacks in his rookie year. I think this year he hits 9 sacks and he makes it to the Pro Bowl. Now, if you're not a New York Giants fan, then you most likely do not know who this guy is, but this guy is very good. He's a stud. I think he's going to make it to the Pro Bowl next year. I think he's that good. Very good pass rusher. Also can clog up those running lanes as well. Very balanced. And he makes it to the Pro Bowl this year. Bold prediction, but I think BJ Hill makes it to the Pro Bowl this year. Next up, I have nose tackle Dexter Lawrence. Now, he's a defensive tackle, but on the New York Giants depth chart, he's listed as a nose tackle, 17th overall pick in this year's NFL draft. He's already proved that Dallas wrong about him only being a 2-down player. He can get after the passer. He can stop the run as well. And basically what they drafted him to do is fill up those running lanes, those gaps, and be what Snacks Harrison was. But I think he has the potential to be better than Snacks Harrison because he is a pretty good pass rusher. He's not no two down player. I don't know what these analysts that get paid millions of dollars to talk about these college football players. This guy can get after the passer. He's more than just a run stopper. He is a 3-down player, very athletic, was a big part of that Clemson defense. Probably maybe one of the best defensive linemen on that Clemson team from last season. And I think he's going to have a big impact on this New York Giants defense in his rookie year. Next up, we have cornerback Norris Jenkins, and boy, did his play take a plummeting last season. Now I know his stats may say otherwise, but this was this wasn't. I expected more out of Janoris Jenkins this year. I don't think he was as good as he should have been. Had 70 tackles, 2 interceptions, 15 pass deflections. Thought he could have been a lot more better than what he was last season. And I heard his name in the trade, in some trade rumblings or whatnot. Don't know how true it is, but I doubt he gets traded. If he gets traded, then I'll be really, really surprised. They drafted Corey Ballantyne, but I don't think Corey Ballantyne is there yet. I think Corey Ballantyne needs a couple more seasons of development because this is a guy who didn't even play Division One football. And Corey Ballantyne, I think Janoris Jenkins is still a pretty good cornerback in the NFL, but like Marcus Peters, he's going to have a bounce back season this year. And I think he will because last season was not really that good. It wasn't his best season, despite what the stats say. Had a very, very underwhelming season last year for the New York Giants. Next up, we have cornerback DeAndre Baker, who the Giants drafted with the 30th overall pick in this year's NFL draft. And I'm very high on DeAndre Baker. I had him as my number 1 cornerback on my draft board. Think he was better than Greedy Williams. And here's why, man. This guy has went 2 seasons, over 600 days without allowing a touchdown. That's very hard to do. And if you're able to do that on the college level with the amount of trickery and tomfoolery that's in these college offenses, then you should be able to be a pretty solid. Even if you're not the elite cornerback, even if he doesn't live up to what the New York Giants expectations was of him, he's still going to have he's still going to be a pretty solid cornerback, man, because it's hard in this day and age of college football to not allow a single touchdown in 2 freaking seasons. Very low bust potential, in my opinion, if you're able to do that with all these air raid offenses. And plus, he plays in the SEC, the toughest conference in all of football. And I don't think he's going to be D. Milliner. Doesn't have the injury history. Very good outside of the football field. And I don't care what. If you don't allow 2 touchdowns in this day and age, if you don't even allow a single touchdown in this day and age of college football, then you're going to be a very good cornerback in the NFL. Very high expectations for DeAndre Baker, not only from me, but for also New York Giants fans and everyone else out there in the media has high expectations for DeAndre Baker going into the 2019 NFL season. The last player that I have on this list is safety Jabrill Peppers. Had 79 tackles, 1 reception, 5 pass deflection, and 3 fumble recoveries. The Cleveland Browns took a big loss, trading him away. Bounced back from what wasn't a very good rookie season. Had a very solid year this year. The New York Giants got a very good player in him. I think he's an upgrade from Landon Collins. Landon Collins is one of the best safeties in the NFL, but Jabrill Peppers is more versatile. You can line him up by linebacker. You can line him up pretty much at any position on that defense. They have him listed as a free safety. He most likely probably will play free safety with Antoine Bethea being there. But I think Jabrill Peppers is going to make it to the Pro Bowl this year. He's going to have over 100 tackles this year at that free safety position. And I think he's going to have a pretty good season for the New York Giants. So you guys let me know what you guys think about this list down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video, comment, share it, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.